Welcome to Everyday Senior News, informed, trusted advocates getting the news for serving seniors in our population out to everyone. As we all know, 10,000 adults daily are turning of the age 65 or over. And that's part of the baby boomer generation right now. And every day that's going to happen from now until 2030. So the more informed we are, the more we know about services and different ideas and different processes out there and things that can help, the better off we are to serve our seniors and our loved ones, and even to provide some more information for ourselves. So we're really happy you're here today. We have a special guest with us. Her name is Cheryl Korbel, and she is a wellness advocate with doTERRA. Welcome, Cheryl.
Yes, thank you, Felicia. It's just an honor to be on here with you.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'm so blessed to have you with me. I've known Cheryl now for quite a long time, and
That's true.
I am really, really excited to share with you what she actually, how her products can really help you when you are going through the aging process, but really also for dementias and Alzheimer's that can come up as well.
Yes. Yep. Essential oils, they're simple yet powerful and really um, beneficial to every age, from the
Yep.
little baby newborns, all the way through to the end of life.
And I will tell you a short little story. One day I saw Cheryl and I said, on my head, and I have such a bad headache over my eyes. I was so tired and I couldn't really focus. And she said, I have something for you. And you pulled out a little roller, and I
Yeah.
think it was adaptive. And you said, put a little bit
I
on
have it.
here like this. And
It's
you
right here.
said, yep. And you said, put a little bit on your wrist and here and just
Hmm.
massage it in. And literally, and I'm not even lying here, literally within minutes, I began to feel better.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
Um,
amazing.
it is amazing, and besides the effectiveness of essential oils on our emotional and our physical well-being, it helps create habits that that help as well. So just that slowing down, applying the oils, deep breathing, kind of slowing your breathing down, all of that is so good for us, and we just forget those simple things as we run out the door and fulfill our to-do list.
Yes, we're in a go, 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 go type environment right now.
We
And they want you to take time for me, um, but you got to do it and not feel guilty.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
what are the best practices for selecting um, and really storing some essential oils?
Here today, I do want to make sure that people understand that I am an advocate with doTERRA and that there is a difference in the essential oils that are available on the market. There is not a governing agency. So you really need to trust the company you're working with. And I think that's really applicable to almost anything that we're using. That when we're applying something on our body, when we're breathing it in, and when we're ingesting it, we
Mhm.
need to know, is it a trusted source? Because everything that we do in that way is either going to impact our health in a positive way or in a negative way. And that's one reason that I like working with doTERRA.
Yeah.
Um, because they really are, they take that seriously. They're certified, they're pure, they're tested, over 40 to 50 different tests done on the oils before they're available to us to use. And that way they are verifying their purity.
Hmm. And it's interesting. You said something that kind of caught my attention.
Sure.
Food grade. Are all oils food grade? Like when you mean food grade, are you meaning you can ingest them?
Right. No, not all oils. And that's where it becomes very, very important. Often, and I think essential oils are almost becoming a buzzword right now. You see
Yeah.
them being attached to pet food and laundry detergent, and you can find essential oils at your local drugstore or vitamin shop. Or something like doTERRA, where you would work with a wellness advocate like me. Again, because there's not a governing agency, they can put pure, they can use natural and all those wonderful good words on their label, but it does not necessarily mean that is the truth of what's inside of the bottle. Um, I've come across like an orange essential oil, and then it
Hmm.
says do not ingest. And you go, well, why? Why can't I ingest it? And it really implies because it is not pure. So often the oils are adulterated, maybe where they're sourced, they're using fertilizers and pesticides and things getting on there. So that's what they don't want you to be ingesting that. But many of the oils that I have with doTERRA, it does have a supplemental fact box on there and shows you that one drop in your water or your smoothie or um, a multitude of different ways to use them, but that it can be beneficial to our health.
Absolutely. And how can essential oils benefit seniors, especially when you have some dementia or Alzheimer's happening?
Right. The easiest way to incorporate essential oils would be using them aromatically.
Mhm.
So right now I have a diffuser going on, and just breathing it in a very unobtrusive way. When we're breathing anything in, it's the olfactory nerve is directly attached to our limbic system in our brain, and that's where our memories and our emotions and our mood are housed. So, by choosing an essential oil that might have energizing benefits, or many of your citrus oils are very uplifting to the mood. By just breathing that in, you're going to have a course correction in your mood and a little bit more focus than you would have otherwise.
No, that's true. That's true. And so I have seen, and when I was working with Cheryl in the past, she came into our memory care and she used special blend, I want to say, of essential oils where you did aroma touch therapy.
Yes.
Can you remind me and tell us a little bit more about that? Because I can't remember exactly what you did, but I do remember the outcome was amazing.
Yes, it fills my heart with joy. I There's many different ways that I am reminded of the power of essential oils, and DoTerra uses uh, individual essential oils that we'd all recognize, like peppermint, like I said before, wild orange, lavender for calming effects, geranium, all sorts of florals that are in general calming to our senses and to our body. And you just watch those shoulders just go down a little bit more and a little bit of more peace over the face. But doTERRA, because they've been in business now for about 16 years, and they're led by a PhD led scientific team. So, research, and they're blending oils together so that they have a synergistic effect. So whether it's well in the memory care, often I would just do a hand massage with the essential oils, and just the touch in and of itself, the individuals, they feel loved and seen, and hormones are released in our body when we're touched. So the essential oils are just such a gateway into helping with the needs of those that might be alone and might not have a lot of interaction.
Hmm. Absolutely. And look, I found my adaptive. I
Well,
found it.
and easy to use because that's in a
Yep.
roller form, so that's considered applying it topically. Um, and what's wonderful is when doTERRA has it that way, they've diluted it the
Mhm.
essential oil with the fractionated coconut oil, which is a carrier oil. So it is so easy for sensitive skin types,
Yeah.
fragile skin to be using it that way. And anytime you're applying it topically, you're getting also the aromatic benefits to it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what's really important too, because not all oils can be used directly on your body. They're too strong. So you
Right,
have to
right.
dilute it, which is important. And so I have a tons of these in different scents. And at the end of the day, what they do is they really do help remind me first to use them because I keep them right in my bag. I have one for lavender. I have the adaptive one. And I think that you need to figure out when you should use them because of course as someone who's a mother, I'm a wife, I work, I help a lot of folks and clients, and sometimes I get stressed, so it helps to de-stress me. But then I also use it for when I'm not feeling well, especially the peppermint. And
Hmm.
what oils do you recommend for someone who does have like which types, Alzheimer's or dementia that can help?
Um, Frankincense is an oil that I think a lot of people are familiar with because of its reference in the Bible. And it was valued then, and it's very valuable right today. Um, and that is an oil that helps because of the chemistry. And that's what doTERRA is doing, really. They're looking at the purity in the plant and what the chemistry is capable of doing. Our body is going to recognize it because it's bioavailable. It's from a plant, a natural source like that. And so scientifically, they're looking at the chemistry and the way that frankincense is made up. It helps with many of our body systems and particularly our brain. So that would be one of the first ones that I definitely would incorporate into using with someone that is uh, having cognitive difficulties. Absolutely.
Mhm. Ab- Absolutely. And I do think that once you kind of figure out what works best for you during this time period, it becomes something that you kind of crave. And I love using it aromatherapy wise
Mhm.
in a diffuser, like an aromatic diffuser. What are some safety precautions that someone who may have a loved one that has Alzheimer's or dementia can put into play because you want to be able to put a diffuser out there, but they could be a little afraid that it gets knocked over or the water gets drank or so on.
Mhm, mhm. And that's an individual by individual basis, of course. Um, Often, what I will do is I will put the diffuser behind something, so maybe it's not visually accessible to be knocked over. It is just water and essential oil, so if it were to be, it really is. It's not going to hurt anyone or anything. And what I've loved when I do. Visit the senior living is using a cordless diffuser. So
Yes,
so that's been really helpful to me, and it
yes.
charges. I sit it on my desk and it charges, and then I can just move it around without a cord. So
And
that
it
would be
can
a
go up
lovely,
high. Yes,
yes,
it can go up nice and
lovely
high,
option. Yeah.
which is awesome. And I think that is just because that's one of the sorry, the hiccup. Because that's one of the first things that's asked is making sure we keep our folks who are in a secure memory care unit safe
Yes.
is the safety aspect of that. So being
Hmm.
able to have a cordless diffuser, it can go up high, it can be behind something, underneath something, somewhere that's out of sight and out of mind. But knowing that the oils themselves you can ingest them because they're
Yes.
not a hazard, they're not poisonous. It makes a
Right.
huge difference.
Right.
So I think you touched base on this a little bit, but can you go into a little bit more on this quality of sleep and how essential oils can help with dementia?
Hmm. Hmm. Well, and when someone is going through through that as an individual and the loved one. There's a lot of variables.
Mhm.
There's a lot of other, there might be increased anxiety and stress. And like you mentioned, they might have trouble sleeping. Sometimes it's even appetite or it's pain and they can't communicate it to you as well. So the essential oils can help in so many different ways. In general, if I had to, in general, give you specifics, the
Yeah.
floral oils are always going to have a calming effect. So,
Oh,
your florals and your woods, like I
okay.
mentioned, frankincense would be my go to in diffusing for sleep. The oils could often be applied to the bottom of the feet. So, really a loving gesture for a caregiver and a beautiful connection would be applying a little bit of the lavender or another floral and massaging their feet at night. Again, they're
Mhm.
feeling touched and warm and cozy. There's a connection, especially if there's not been as much of a verbal connection going on, and that's going to also get into their body and circulate and help with that calming effect so that they can fall asleep more easily. I
Yeah.
myself, I have a diffuser next to my bed each and every night, and I turn it on as a habit, actually, as I'm going through my bedtime routine. So it's kind of a signal to my body, oh, we're done for the day. We need to start um, decelerating. We need to start slowing down so that once I'm in bed, I can go to sleep.
Getting into that. And then on the flip side, I know that when we were working together in senior living, you brought in some oils for the dining room to increase appetite because that's another
Yes.
biggie. And
Yeah.
for those who don't know or haven't worked in a senior living community that does have a memory care, food is a challenge as you get to the moderate to late stage Alzheimer's and dementias. And so always trying to do things to increase appetite, and finger food sometimes is the last thing that we kind of go to. But what sense of or types of essential oils do you recommend for that?
Well, one I have used successfully in the past has been wild orange.
Mhm.
But in general, think about when you smell, you walk into the kitchen and you get that aroma, and all of a sudden your mouth starts watering and your stomach starts gurgling. So it can just be one that they connect with. So I would think of something like even peppermint, because I use the peppermint, you think of peppermint chocolate brownies or peppermint ice cream or things that we would eat on a regular
Mm,
basis,
like a
so
scent.
that memory is going to
Yeah.
be brought to the surface as you smell that aroma in. And it can be as simple again as having a diffuser or putting
Mhm.
on a piece of clothing, just a drop of essential oil, so a napkin if it's during the dinner or the lunch time. Just so that they're breathing in that aroma and then their body reacts.
Wow, those are great tips. So what she said that we're going to highlight is it always doesn't have to be in a dispensary mechanism like an aromatherapy machine. It could be placed on a napkin.
Yeah.
This is so simple, folks.
Yeah.
Or clothing, which
Yeah.
doesn't cause you to have to get another apparatus out, so to say. It's
Right.
this gold. It just helps you to be able to diffuse it right near them so that they have that scent coming out because it is so important for someone to continue to get their nutrition and to continue to eat and make sure that they're in a calm state because as we all who have worked in senior living understand that sundowning does happen typically
Yeah.
after 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and that is when we kind of go into a disoriented state of mind. And having something like this that can help bring you to a sense of calm and peace is huge. And it's so relaxing. It's really, really beautiful.
I hope that's the main thing that anyone that's listening to this walks away with is that the essential oils, and again, knowing who you're working with, this does not apply to each and every essential oil that's out there, but they
Mhm.
are simple, but they are powerfully effective.
Yes.
I've even, when visiting a senior living facility, and there might have been just a little high emotion going on, simply just taking the lid off an essential oil bottle. Their essential oils are teeny and they're volatile. They're wanting to escape and go out into the air. So I'm breathing this in just because the bottle's open. So it's that simple. And often when I have taught in a classroom setting, I will show everyone that you can be a human diffuser. So just one drop, if I can get one drop to come out from the essential oil, and rubbing your hands together, and then just deep inhales. And you're breathing it in, and that's the aromatic benefit.
And if you ever had a massage with aromatherapy, that's exactly what they do.
Mhm.
They pour the essential oils in their hand while you're laying down. They put it up to your nose, and then they
Yeah,
take their hands and wipe it on the face. What is that called? The face
like
kind
a
of
face mask or
mat, like a mat that you lay down
Mhm,
on.
mhm.
They place it on there and they wipe their hands off so that you are getting that aromatherapy while they're doing that massage because they're mixing the aromatherapy in to
The
the
lotion.
massage oil for you. So it's really, really
Yeah,
nice, which is
yeah.
wonderful. And I have used aromatherapies on our child, on my daughter when she was sick. And I've
Mhm.
rubbed some lavender on her feet and the bottoms of her feet when she was having a tough time sleeping, or when she had a cold, I put the peppermint on her feet to
Yeah.
help, kind of a mimicking um, a medicine that we all have maybe used in the past, but I don't want to have chemicals on her. So
Right,
it's important for us to keep that really natural, and clean for that in that matter.
right. It's
So
huge.
do you have any workshops or anything popping up? I thought I heard about.
I do. I always am inviting anyone that wants to learn more about essential oils to meet with me so that we can talk about the essential oils and what might best easily fit into their life. But I will be holding a few, I don't know if you can see this, but
Mhm.
aging with essential oils. I'll be having classes that for caregivers, loved ones, the end of June, and then again in July.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
yeah,
So we'll be
yeah,
sure to have that information here for you in the comments. And then also she has some handouts of essential oils for the elderly. And it's a guide for caregivers, and it's a natural approach to us as we are caring for our aging loved ones. And it's all the things that she talked about here. And it's just a reminder of the lavender, the orange, the peppermint, and the frankincense, and then how to use it. So it's a nice little cheat sheet for you, that we'll have in the comments below. And I think it's really important, that you can really use these at any age, but
absolutely.
especially we're focusing on the aging population right now. I've
Right.
seen it work. I've seen how massive it could be in such a small dose. And it really does make a huge difference. And it's something that is so easy for us to use. And they are small, but they are mighty. So
I love it. Absolutely.
it is true. Now, if someone wants to get in touch with you, how can they do
Well, the easiest way is I accept phone calls or texting, and my number is local. It's 239-595-4497. And so I will return your call or your text within 24 hours. So if you have questions or want to know more about what we've talked about today, and then the website, should I just read that off,
that?
Felicia?
Absolutely. Mhm.
Okay. It's my dot doTERRA, DOTERRA.com /Cheryl Korbel altogether / and that'll bring
Okay.
you right to my website.
So we're going to make this really easy for you. I'm going to have the link below. You'll see it on the
Perfect.
bottom here. And if you have any questions at all, Cheryl can ship anywhere all over the US, which is great. And I get a lot of my essential oils, well, I should say all of my essential oils from doTERRA. And I actually just took a lavender bath the other day with Epsom salt, and it was wonderful.
Uh, Right? So
Mhm.
easy. And then just reminding your body, oh, I need to calm down. Our body is always desiring homeostasis, which is just balance. So the essential oils come along and your body recognizes them. And that because of the chemistry, they help your body to find balance.
Yes, yes. And just to reiterate, these essential oils are specifically that we're using with the aging population. However, everyone can use them. But in a time where you might be going through something that is really stressful in your life, caregiver burnout is a real thing. Essential oils
Yes.
really do help. Like I had said, like the adaptive roller works for me. I use it every day, normally around 3 o'clock. It might be witching hour, and it helps to calm
It does.
the senses, because a lot of us have a lot of balls going in the air. And if you're caring for someone who does have
Yes.
Alzheimer's or dementia, it is a lot of work, and it is sometimes extremely overwhelming and stressful. So combat the
Right.
overwhelm, get some things that can help you to put in your purse and your car, always keep it by you, and it makes a big difference. So thank you so much for being here and sharing, Cheryl.
Oh, I love it. I love letting people know what is out there as an option, a natural option and a first line of defense to help us in all sorts of situations, but especially those. It's near and dear to my heart. Um, for the past 6 years of just seeing those that are struggling with cognitive um, uh, issues
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. And this is what this is all about: informing
yeah,
our friends, our audience, the people who are listening, with some trusted advocates who are out there serving seniors every day, and making sure that we are here to serve as our population is aging right now, and it's the largest segment of our population. So once again, thanks for tuning in to Everyday Senior News. I'm your host, Felicia Saraceno. I'm so grateful for having Cheryl Korbel here today, wellness advocate at doTERRA Essential Oils. And we will be in touch again and see you soon. Have a wonderful day.
thank you, Felicia. Bye, everybody.